Hey guys, what's going on? It's Clayton. Today we're talking about some of the tech used in deal sourcing. All right, so let's just jump in, talk about some of the technology. I might mention the exact ones, but there's a lot of them, and a lot of them are really good. So use the one that works with your firm, works with whatever software you have. And sometimes you don't even need tons of software, so don't get bogged down in the details. Just get the job done, right? So first off, a CRM. It's customer relationship management. Pick some words that match CRM, same thing. You want to know who the people are, you want to know details about them, and you want some type of relationship history. And since I'm assuming you're not working by yourself, you need to be able to use that in between different people at your firm or however you'd like to use it. There's really big ones. Salesforce is massive. There's Zoho, HubSpot. There's tons of unique niche ones. Honestly, you can even use Excel if you want to be terrible, but suit yourself, right? So CRM, some way to track who you're talking to, details about those conversations, and the best thing about a CRM is using it to make sure that people don't fall through and just be forgotten because you're missing out on nurturing leads. So first off, you have to get one, put them in it, and then start getting information, putting it in there. And most important thing about a CRM, it's only as good as the things you're putting in it. So if only 1 out of 10 people is using a CRM, you're losing 90% of what could be in there. So everybody has to use it. And if you can standardize anything throughout your company, that is a game changer just for everybody to speak the same language and to make sure you have smooth transactions and smooth flows of information. All right, so now let's talk a little bit more on identifying deals. So what you're gonna find is that deals are really done by people. So you're trying to find people that are at certain stages of either their career, the company life cycle, and what might happen. So you have like intent-based deal sourcing, you have general deal sourcing, and there are two different ways to think about it. Great example is intent might be a startup. So if you know, and I'm making this up, so let's say all startups sell at 10 million in revenue. Great. So if you have a startup that you're tracking and they hit 8 million in revenue and they're growing at 20% a year, you need to jump in right now and try and be really helpful and let them know where you can help them on advising because that deal's happening fast. That's just a great example of intent. There's a lot more into it, but this is a short video just to give you an idea. The next one is using data to find contact information. Now there's a lot of databases out there. PitchBook is probably the most well-known. CapIQ is really well-known. There's a lot more actually. So, knock it out on Google, go search for like 20 different things. They'll all have a little bit of overlap, if not 90% overlap. Some of them are great, just whichever one your firm wants to go with, awesome. So you've got your CRM. We're gonna use some technology to try and identify who might be doing a transaction. We're gonna use some more technology to find out how to get in touch with them or how they would like to be communicated with, also extremely important. There's no point in emailing a guy that only uses a phone or vice versa. Then we're going to talk about, we have the databases, right? So there's PitchBook, CapIQ. You can go through tons of other ones, and they're always just trying to help you get information. That is a data as a service provider. Great. Use them. They're helpful. So these are just some of the technologies that you could use. Don't forget a cell phone. That's some technology. You could try calling somebody. But those first three are the primary things that you need to know about. Yes, your company might need email sending providers. That might be something that's useful. You might need content writers if you're going to do a lot of market research, something that we mentioned in another video. So just kind of think about the different strategies. So if you're doing that proactive strategy, then you build the tech stack after that. So that way you are matching your strategy with what you need it to do. It's kind of like saying, okay, our strategy is we're going to email everyone, but you don't have an email address, right? It doesn't make sense. So then all you do is you go get the email address, boom, done. fixed it. So these are the main technologies that you're going to use for deal sourcing. And I want to just make sure and touch on it. I know this is all about the tech, just really high level, but follow-up is the point that you want to get out of this technology. You want to initiate that relationship, you want to have follow-up in that relationship, and ultimately you want to be the person that has the opportunity to pitch for a deal, whether that's debt, equity, M&A, whatever it is. So that is the purpose for all of this technology. So if you have a hang up in a certain space in your pipeline, one way to fix it is to look if that technology is missing. Another way to fix it is to see if that messaging is missing. And if you don't have any technology and you're not tracking any of this information, then you're just shooting in the dark. And that's the point of using all this technology. So you're not shooting in the dark, you have some type of data to give you tracking information, opening information, conversation information, pickups, whatever it is that your firm is really keying in on. That way we can get you as many appointments to get you to actual deals. So it is a long pipeline because it's a very long sales cycle, but that's what all the technology is there for. So think through those with your firm, what you need to do. If you need help with it, let me know, but stay tuned. We'll talk a little bit more about deal sourcing.